I don't want to take a chance. Any audio that I
Man.
do.
I'm like, man, if you're putting a copyright strike on water, I mean, who
Well, it's
copywrote the
water.
sound of water?
It's audio. It's water from audio that I don't own. You know what I mean? I look. I believe. I feel you. Okay. I feel like that's dumb, but you should be tripping, man.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm like, who copyrighted water? I'm like, I'm
Right?
like, man,
I know.
I'm
I know. I
like,
shouldn't take no chances, and because if I can't post this, I'm gonna be mad at you, and then we ain't gonna be cool no more, and then you just gonna go back and being solo for bowling for fruit.
oh man, she's threatening me. I'm being threatened over water sounds. You see what capitalism does to us? You see how it breaks people up? We're gonna be fighting over people copyrighting water.
Right? That's
Look at
funny.
that.
Okay,
Uh,
continue on with your introduction. Sorry for the interruption.
that's right. She said, hold on, whoa, ah, yeah. uh, but yeah, I got the veteran high raw vegan Nicole Richey in the building, right? I tried to ambush her on camera right quick, catch her with her mouth full, so y'all can see the real deal, how she really be eating, right? She look crazy when she eat.
I'm eating ice cream with some Sun Warrior protein in it. It tastes a little
Yeah.
weird. It's a little different and weird at the same time because of the protein powder. But I just worked out, so I had to get my protein in. You know what I'm saying?
She just worked out. She's been flooding the timeline with naked pictures of her all over Instagram, showing. She said, "Look at how shallow the belly button is. The belly button used to be deep. The belly button used to be like an inch and a half deep." She said, "I can
excuse,
get."
excuse
She
me.
said, "I used
I'm
to be able
proud.
to
I'm
get
proud.
multiple
Excuse
knuckles
me.
down into the belly
I
button."
am proud of my 8.6 pound weight loss. Okay, it has been very tough because I'm in menopause now, and I lost 8.5 pounds. And a dress I couldn't zip up. I could zip up now, and some pants I couldn't button. I couldn't even get the flap to touch the buttons in June, and now I can button it up in 10 seconds. So I'm very proud. So yes, I was flaunting. Plus, I turned 50, so I was flaunting on my birthday for this whole week. I've been posting pictures and videos because I'm still fabulous at 50. You feel me?
That's right. There you go.
You heard
All right, so
me?
we got the ones in the chat. Who sounds, do we sound it like we're at equal volume, or does she sound louder than me, or do I sound louder than her? What's going on? Let me know in the chat. So I had
Yeah.
to ditch my old audio setup because I was having problems with the mic I'm what they call an audiophile, right? Right. So I get a little obsessive about the sound.
Well, you should be, because that's what will deter people. Like if you got jacked up sound, if it's all choppy and whatever, people will not want to watch the video. So you should be the way you are.
That's right.
You have every
So,
right to be.
we got to make sure that the sound is
On point.
crisp.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicole is loud, right? She's loud and brown, right? So if we got to turn down her sound, you know what I'm saying? Let me know.
I am loud. I'm loud. I'm very a little bit crazy, and it's the plant-based diet, man. It just makes me this way. Nah, I'm just kidding. I've always been like this, even before plant-basedism. I'm just
Yeah, she
crazy
got
and
that
loud, huh?
melanated and loud. So
Put
I got
that
my
in
favorite combination here.
grapes.
We got pineapple and grapes. Okay.
Mm. Is the pineapple sweet?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a concoction. This is nice cream. I have 3 frozen bananas, 1 cup of frozen strawberries, 1 serving of Sunwarrior collagen building protein, and a tablespoon of peanut butter. I just like to add
Mm-hmm.
peanut butter to it. So I have a nice. Let me see how much protein this meal is because I just put it in chronometer. Hold on. Keep talking while I figure this out.
That's right. She sounds like she eats Sun Warrior with her nice cream. That's right. She got that muscular, powerful sound.
What the heck does that mean? Dang, you trying to say I sound like a man? No.
That's how you get the strong the strong audio. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
very
You need that
strong.
protein
I
to
can lift
to
the
power
200.
that voice.
I can lift a 240-pound man on my back and run.
She had to.
Okay, this was before I was married because my husband is not 240. But there was this guy that I used to kick it with, and he was 240. And this was before I was plant based. I just have strong legs. Okay. Anyway, he's 240 pounds. Okay. I put that sucker on my back and ran.
So real
I
quick,
got,
y'all,
I got strong legs.
we got to talk about we need confessions in the chat. Who was crashing out Thanksgiving and just eating whatever? Who was bombing out on their
Ah,
diet
ah.
over the holiday? We got to
Yeah.
put a W in the matter of fact, no. Put an L in the chat if you was crashing out in Thanksgiving. Right, you just was eating reckless on during the Thanksgiving holiday.
Not me. Remsen, what did you eat?
I ate like what I'm eating now.
Right. I just had a regular day too. I didn't want no
I sh-
Thanksgiving food.
I showed up with fruit packed. Right,
He
me and
came.
my lady, we showed up with fruit for ourselves and like whatever food we got. Well, she got cupcakes and she made like a raw cream pie with like berries and all
Mm,
types of stuff in it.
yummy.
But for us, we just brought the fruit. We,
I
we
heard
just
that
we just packed fruit.
he came straight
Mm-hmm.
with a fruit tray. I heard that.
Mm-hmm. So people's like, "Oh, what do you eat Thanksgiving?" I said, "I eat the same way on Thanksgiving that I eat every day."
You know what
So
I
you
had?
said,
Go ahead.
that's what Ontario said. You was crashing out. You was bombing out on your diet, right? Who else? Sharon said, "Not me." The sister is trying to fix. Is trying to fix what?
Oh,
LPA? What trying to fix LPA? What's LPA?
yeah. What is that? Let me tell
You gonna
you.
share
I
with? Uh-huh.
I ate, I had a regular day of eating. I went live on Thanksgiving, showing what I had for lunch, and I made on my live. I had just a tofu salad, air fried tofu salad with some tahini dressing I make, and then I cut up some potato. I cut up one potato and made some air fried. What do you call it? I made some French fries basically in the air fryer and with barbecue sauce. That was what I had for my meal, if you will. Um, I didn't gain any weight for Thanksgiving because I've been trying to recover from my birthday weekend. I gained some water sodium weight over my birthday trip. So I almost have all of it. I gained 5.5 pounds in 5 days. It was just water sodium weight, but I lost four of it already, four and a half of it. So Thanksgiving,
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that I didn't eat too much because I'm still trying to get the birthday off. I got 1 more pound of water weight to get off.
Oh, okay, got you. So lipoprotein A. Got you. All right.
What? Lipoprotein?
Yeah,
What's
so
that?
LPA, lipoprotein A. So basically she's trying to get her cholesterol right.
Okay.
I hear you. You said it's a genetic issue. Got you. Now, Ontario, you say it's not just you. You know, you got some people in the chat, they don't want to come clean. Right? You ask them if they crashed out over Thanksgiving, they got that mind your business energy going on.
Uh-huh.
It's first Thanksgiving that I didn't eat traditional soul food. Felt good the next day too. There you go.
Yeah, me
Big shout out to
too.
Natasha. Yeah.
I felt
Hmm.
so good the next day. I felt like skipping
There we go. Yeah,
because I ate
absolutely.
light.
Let me tell you, because I know, right? So basically, we folks will not be booking their weekly calls with me because
Oops.
they know they about to act up. So they're like, I'm not gonna get on the call and talk to Remsen knowing
Because
I'm about to do what I'm about to go do.
I don't want to tell you the truth.
All right. So you got folks, so the calendar be looking a little dry the couple weeks before Thanksgiving, and then people start rolling on in there after the holiday.
Hmm.
Hey, what's going on? You got time? Hey, I want to talk. I gotta get back on track. And then it's some get back on track conversation. I gotta get back on track, right?
Mm-hmm. Dang it. Because hmm. I ate enough on my birthday trip for the next year.
You
I
said you
was
drink
going
a
in.
John
Veggie
Green said you said
smoothie.
you drink a veggie smoothie on Thanksgiving. You had more than just veggies in it. What else did you have in it?
Veggie
A
smoothie.
pre-planned sin. Yeah,
I'm trying to
that's right.
understand that.
Yeah, we got to know what else you put in there besides the veggies in the smoothie. So one of the things I want
Hmm.
to talk about, I want to lead with this, right?
Sorry.
One of the things I wanted to lead with. Look at you. See, you put too much food in your mouth. It's just she's trying to get through it. You see. Um, what
Spilling
do
all
we
out.
do? What do we do with winter? What do we do with the season now? Right? Like each season is meant for a particular type of work. And so, we're in this fall is one of those seasons where if you didn't get it in the summer, fall is like a wash, right? Fall basically is the time where you kind of just reassess and you ride out your highs and successes from the summer and you fall off the wagon a little bit and then winter sets in and it's just like, all right, well, how do we plan for the next year and how do we put in the work for the next year, right? So winter is a great opportunity to really do some back end work to get things right. Right?
Yep.
Oh, you said I had pineapple in the smoothie to make it taste good. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, because them bitter greens, man, that's
Yeah.
rough.
No.
Right.
Mm-mm.
I'm a sugar addict. I can't do. I gotta have an abundance of sugar in there.
Hmm.
So I got pineapple and grapes here. I'm a shoot. And you know what's beautiful is that when you eat pineapples and grapes together, you eat some pineapple and then you eat some grapes and then you go back and forth because the grapes are way sweeter than the pineapple because grapes are typically a bit higher in the glycemic index than pineapple is. So if you eat like a bunch of grapes and then you eat pineapple, the pineapple tastes even more mild. So it's good to mix it up.
You got me wanting some pineapple.
So the winter season in particular is a really important season to implement fasting in a major way. Winter is one of those seasons that's geared towards a food shortage, right? People gain a lot of weight, a lot of extra weight in the winter because they just eat like it's summertime. They just eat like it's an abundance of food. And the thing is that during the winter, you don't have as much sun exposure, which means you get less vitamin D. So you're going to be a bit more insulin resistant, right? And then you're not as active. You don't spend as much time outside and all of that type of stuff. So there's all of these factors that come together to throw some extra weight on you. And you do have to capitulate to a degree to the season. So winter in particular, and this is why it's a good idea to really improve your metabolism and really manage your weight better during the winter because you don't want to start like trying to lose weight in the winter in the summer, right? I mean, you can lose weight in the summer, but you kind of showed up late to the party when you did that. You're a little late, right? Because you don't want to be working on your summer body in the summer, right? And then be getting in the pool with your shirt on, right? You don't want to be doing that, right? So this winter time where people don't really see you like that, and the winter time where money might be a little tight, fasting will really help you to save on your food bill, right? As far as the amount of money you pay on food, right? So in particular, I'm fruiting it up all year round as much as possible, right? But you should have your fallback because sometimes, even with the convenience of grocery stores, we don't really have the ability to get the fruits that we want to get, or because it just don't have it like that, right? Sometimes, things don't really come through like that. You may get kiwis, and the kiwis are just super hard, like stones, for the next 3 weeks. You get some avocados. The avocados are like super hard. They're like brick hard for 2 weeks. So if your foods, you get some like I got a honeydew. I got a honeydew like 2 weeks ago. That thing is still that thing is still hard as a rock right now. So what do you do when you get all your normal fruit and they're all hard? Right? The bananas be all green sometimes. The bananas be all starchy and stiff and green. The cantaloupe and the honeydew all hard and whatnot. Everything's just all
Yeah,
bricked up, right?
I don't like this season for fruit.
Sometimes it's a little rough. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's a little rough, right? So the thing is like, all right, well, what do we do? So you have a fallback. So in particular, and the reason why I'm more high raw, I'm not like dogmatically full raw, is because you can't always do it, right? There's a time and place. But in this season in particular, getting into your soups and stews, right? So I want to talk a little bit more about soups and stews and porridges and things like that, right? So, um, I'm a big fan of, let's say, red lentil soup. And I ate a lot of like red lentils at one time, right? So in particular, what I like to do is I'll get like a cup of red lentils, like a measuring cup, you measure it dry, and put it in a mason jar, and put a sprouting lid on top, and let it soak for about 24 hours or so in water. And that's to really soften them up and make it so that it reduces the cooking time also, right? So, that neutralizes, any excess phytic acid, lectins, and things like that, so they're more digestible. And then you boil them when you're ready to eat them. You boil them for a few minutes. It don't take very long, right? We're looking at like a boiling time of like 5 minutes on a low heat, right? Low heat, very low heat. Just boil them for a few minutes, right? Just to soften them up a little bit. And then after you do that, you throw them in the blender, right? You throw them in the blender with your seasonings. You can put in whatever garlic, onion powder, curry. You can add coconut milk if you want. If you're doing like a coconut curry or something like that, you add tomato sauce, whatever kind of seasonings you want to add, nutritional yeast, all that type of stuff, and you puree it in the blender, right? And then you can add water for consistency and things like that. You can make several of those. So you can just have mason jars filled with like your lentils. You could do this with split peas, right? You could do this with chickpeas, whatever the case is, right? So you have like this, you make it into like a sauce when you puree it. When it's time to make your meal, you take that mason jar, you take the lid off, you pour it into the pot, and then you can add diced mushrooms, you can add pumpkin seed kernels, you can add leafy green vegetables, chopped and diced, all of that type of stuff with your sauce and everything like that, right? With the lentil sauce or the split peas, whatever you did, and you pour it in there and you kind of mix everything in and you put it on a low heat just to warm it up. You don't really need to cook things down really much like that. You just want to warm it up a little bit. And then you can add, if you want to increase the seasoning, you can as well. So you can add more seasonings and things like that. And you season to taste. Or you should, and you just let it warm up a little bit, low heat. Like everything kind of just. I'm not really a big fan of cooking anything with high heat, right? And so you do that, and that's where you get in your mushrooms and you get in your leafy green vegetables and a variety of different nuts and seeds, and you can throw in carrots, things like that. You can throw in potatoes, right? You could do potatoes as well. So you could do like chopped russet potatoes or sweet potatoes or whatever the case is and do that. Boom, you're good, right? And you can make a big pot, and if you make a big pot, you can make like it could be 2 servings. So you make this split, so you make the big pot, and you can get like glass containers, and you can get glass containers that are like 32 ounces or 48 ounces or something like that, like a decent size. And you split your servings up in between the different containers, whether it be 2 or 3 or whatever the case is, and you can eat those throughout the day, right? And that's like a solid, well-crafted meal prep, right? So you have your mason jars with your pureed beans seasoned up or whatever, or pureed lentils or peas, whatever you made, ready to go. Mix in the pot, warm it up, boom, you're done, right? So this is your fallback. So you know what? If you get fruits and the fruits are too hard and they're not ready, you have something else prepared, right? You can also do this with like a butternut squash. So you can get like a butternut squash and you can bake them. So you bake the butternut squash and that softens it up. Bake them like sweet potato. And then you can puree the butternut squash and you can season that the same way. You add your seasonings and things like that as well, right? So you can make a butternut squash soup and have those in a mason jar. Right? I'm a big fan of mason jars, right, for this. This is good, like good meal prep. So you can have like red lentil soup, split pea soup, and then butternut squash, right? And then with the butternut squash, when it comes time to eat it, right, you pour it into your bowl, you heat it up, you add some pumpkin seed kernels on top or hemp seeds. You can add leafy greens, whatever the case is that you want. You can do diced mushrooms or whatever the case you want to do. You can add sweet potato to it, right? You can also add, like, let's say chickpeas to it if you want to do that as well. You can add tofu, like extra firm or super firm tofu on top as well to get more protein, that type of thing. You can do florets, like broccoli florets in there. You can do cauliflower and add that into it. And basically, you just have to have your base ready, and that's it, right? Um, you can also do this with oats. You can do overnight oats. So, like, let's say, for example, you make a smoothie bowl. So your smoothie bowl, you can do, let's say you do coconut yogurt. So you do coconut yogurt. Well, first of all, let me back up. You get the same way how I talked about you soak the lentils, you can soak the oats the same way. So you have your mason jar, and then you have your sprouting lid. You put it on top, and the lid basically has holes in it, so that basically you can fill the jar up with water without taking the lid off, and you can pour the water out without taking the lid off. So this is a great way to soak and rinse things as well. So you can put in whatever you want to put in, like your oats, and you put it in there, you fill it up with water, and you stir it around, you pour the water out and rinse and repeat. So you can rinse your oats off that way. Um, and then you let it soak. You let it soak for 24 hours. The oats kind of suck up the water and expand, right? And that makes them more digestible and everything easier on your gut as well. And then what you do is once they're finished soaking, all you got to do is tip over your mason jar, let the water drain out so that you can get your oats as dry as you can. And then you can have coconut yogurt. You can do, like, let's say 8 ounces of coconut yogurt or whatever the case is, however much you want to use. You pour your oats in, right? And you can take that and put it in a blender. And you can puree it up. You can make a pudding like this, right? And the reason why you would want to do this with oats, I'm a big fan of oats because they're a good source of selenium, iron, copper, magnesium, manganese, things like that. There's a lot of good nutrients in them. They're a good source of thiamine, a variety of other B vitamins, right? Really good nutrient profile. Um, so yeah, you can puree that up in the blender. You can, and what I like to do is, you put your plant-based milk in or your coconut yogurt in, you put your oats in, you can add hemp seeds. I like adding hemp seeds because it's a good source of omega-3 essential fatty acids. It's a really good source of protein, magnesium, manganese, a lot of good minerals and things like that. So I'll do like either 3 tablespoons or a quarter cup or whatever the case is. And I'll throw that in there. You can also throw in like cashew butter or almond butter or powdered peanuts. You can throw in cinnamon, pinch of nutmeg, things like that, right? If you want to do like a pumpkin spice flavor or something like that, you can do that. You can add in a little agave for a sweetener, right? Or date syrup or monk fruit, whatever the case you want to do as a sweetener. You can also add blueberries, right? So you can make like a blueberry smoothie bowl. So you throw that in, you puree it up. You can, if you want a chocolatey flavor, you can add in cacao powder. You puree that up, make it nice and smooth and creamy, right? Like a pudding. And then you put that into a glass jar, a glass container, something like this, a glass bowl like this. You put the lid on, you leave it in the fridge. As it sits in the fridge, it solidifies over time, gets more of a solid texture. And then to enhance the meal even more, you can add sliced strawberries on top. You can add strawberry slices. You can add sunflower seed kernels. You can sprinkle flax meal or flax seeds on top. You can add different things to it. Right? You can add kiwis if you want as well. You can add mango slices, different things like that, right? Peaches, whatever you want to do. And that's like a good breakfast routine. So let's say in the morning, you have that coconut smoothie bowl, right? With the oats as the base. Because if it's just like coconut yogurt, it could be a little watery and whatnot. So you can add a little bit more firmness by adding more of that soluble fiber from the oats, right, as a base. You can also do this if you don't want to add oats, you can add flax meal. Because when you soak flax meal, it takes on this gelatinous texture because the soluble fiber becomes like a gel a little bit, right? And so that can help to solidify or create more of a pudding texture as well, right? And you can also add chia seeds. So you can do like a chia pudding. You can do like a quarter cup of flaxseed meal, or you can do a quarter cup of chia seeds, or you could do half and half of both, right? Whatever, however much of a consistency you want. The flax seeds and the chia seeds are really good sources of magnesium, manganese, insoluble fiber, omega-3 essential fatty acids, iron, B vitamins, all of this type of stuff. Really good nutrient profile. The only difference is the seeds are a bit more or higher in fat, where the oats are more so carbohydrate based. So the reason why this is relevant is because according to how you structure your diet plan and how much carbohydrates and how much fat you want to have in your diet, that would determine which one you want to use. So if I'm making a diet plan and I calculate the calories and macros beforehand, and then what I'll do is whatever the carbohydrates and macros shape out to, that would determine whether I use the oats for the recipe or I use the flax or chia seeds for the recipe, right? So how much fat do I want in the plan? How much carbohydrates do I want in the plan? That kind of thing, right? So that's more like of an individualized, kind of personalized decision you would have to make in putting together your diet plan. Um, One thing I got to talk about too, because what I like to do is with chickpeas, you can get about like 9 or 12 ounces of chickpeas, put that in the blender, tomato sauce, taco seasoning, nutritional yeast, a little curry powder, cumin. You can put in cilantro or parsley. You can add a little garlic powder as well, cayenne pepper, a little chili powder, smoked paprika, and sea salt. And you puree that up, right? You can add in bell peppers also, or whatever kind of peppers you want to add. You can add in raw onion as well. When you puree this up in the blender with the chickpeas, right? You add water for consistency. And that is how you make like people are a big fan of like my taco salad. So those are the seasonings I use for the taco salad. But you can do like a taco flavored chickpea sauce.
Yummy.
And what you can do is you can use that sauce and put it over salads. So if you want to have a salad and a bunch of leafy greens, like let's say you want to do a salad and it's like 5 or 7 ounces or so of chopped tender leafy green vegetables, and then you add in like cashews, hemp seeds. You can add in pumpkin seed kernels, sunflower seed kernels. You can add in diced cucumber, diced bell pepper, diced onion, things like that, right? And then you put that sauce, that chickpea sauce, over the top, and use that as like a sauce to like a what do you call it? Like a dressing over your salad, right? And then you add avocado slices on top. And if you really want to be extra funky with it, you can add lime juice, right?
He said extra funky.
Mm-hmm. Um, there's a lot of other recipes I can give you like that, but these are just some ideas to name a few. Um, what else did I want to say? The final thing I would say to give you another idea is apples. A lot of people are having gut health issues. If you've got gut health, any kind of digestive issues or anything like that, it could be a really good idea to get apples and kind of cook them down a little bit, right, in a pot, just to, you can season them with cinnamon, you can add ginger powder, things like that, right? And you can kind of saute the apples a little bit and cook them down and soften them up. And that can be like a good gut health food that you add to your day as well in order to improve digestion, things like that. Right. So think about it kind of like apple pie or something like that. It's kind of like apple pie minus the pie. Right? So you can get, and the cool thing about it too is like, let's say in your diet plan, you wanted to get in like 12 ounces of apples, right? It's a lot of apple. You can either run apples to a juicer, but if you do that, you're going to miss the apple pectin, and the apple pectin is a really important part of of the benefits of apples, right? If you remove the fiber, then you just have the apple juice. So if you want to leverage the apple fiber, but like your gut has a tough time breaking down all the fiber from raw apples, then you may want to cook them down a little bit and eat them that way. Okay. And you can do like straight oat pudding and then add the apples on top. Right? So,
The sauteed apples.
yeah, you add the apples on top. So it's like apples and oats, and then you can sprinkle cinnamon and nutmeg on there.
Oh, it's gonna taste like an apple pie. Mm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The healthy version.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So, a few ideas. Now, this is like a simplified way of meal prep. If you want to organize your meal prep and stay consistent.
Do you think that it's okay to every time I try to say, okay, this is what I'm gonna eat this week, I'm gonna eat this, but my breakfast is always the same pretty much. But my lunch and dinners change up a little bit, give or take a few recipes and ingredients. But is it okay to do that? Or should you eat the same thing every day?
You don't have to eat the same thing every day, but generally speaking, your diet should have like a pattern, right?
Hmm.
Like it shouldn't be one day is like, I don't know, like all types of dietary fat and bread and stuff. And then the next day or the next few days, it's like raw. And then another day, it's like fried foods and whatever.
Mhm.
And then another day, it's like soups and stews. There should be some kind of pattern where your macros and whatnot should be pretty consistent. So either every day can be very similar in nutrient profile, or you have two macronutrient profiles that you alternate, like an A-B split, right? In my opinion, that tends to those two options are like the things that produce the best results. Because in order to create like a human adaptation, there has to be a certain level of predictability to your strategy. It's hard for the human body to adapt to constantly changing behavior, right?
Mm.
So, like for example, you'll have people who they eat crazy, they overeat, they basically poison their gut with all kind of wild, crazy food that they shouldn't be eating. Then they feel bad about it and they feel terrible. So then they do like a 3 day fast. And then after the 3 day fast, they capitulate to food cravings and they go back to eating normally again. And then all the weight they lost in the fast, it comes right back. Right. And they're like, I don't understand what happened. And it's like, well, yeah, because you're all over the place. You're doing these wild, massive swings. Right. So your body can't really, adapt to that in a healthy kind of way.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I'm taking questions too. So leave your questions in the
Did you
comments.
see Southside Paul had a question? Are you still here, Southside Paul? And I just wanted to say thank you to, I don't know if she's still on here, who said that? Natasha Bonnet. Let me just read the comment she wrote. Nicole, you look so fabulous for your birthday. Happy 50th. You look like you're in your early 30s. If you're still on here, girl, thank you. Thank you, child.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But Southside Paul has a question. Did you see it on the bottom?
And throw it up on the screen.
Throw it up,
I
throw it
tried to
up.
go full. I tried to go fully raw, but I keep going to the restroom every hour to urinate. I'm afraid to lose all the water in my body. Is frequent urination normal on a raw diet?
Mm.
So that's actually a very good question, right? Let me get to that first part. Let me see that first part again. Yeah. So basically, if you're eating a raw diet that's like more of a fruit-based diet, it's not likely that you're going to be losing all your water because you're eating your water. Now, depending on what happens is, let's say you have low adrenal function, right? Like you have low adrenal function, some type of adrenal fatigue or adrenal burnout. What could happen is if your adrenal function is low, your kidney function can also be low. So that would trap a lot of toxins in your body, right? And what happens is if you trap a lot of toxins in your body will hold on to extra water weight. It will increase your fat stores in order to have somewhere to park the toxins that it can't get rid of, right? When you eat like a raw diet, like a fruit-based diet, you get an abundance of B vitamins, vitamin C, magnesium, and potassium, right? This provides like a strong electric charge for your body that can wake up your adrenal glands. So you wake up your adrenal glands, you get way more potassium, way more water, way more vitamin C in your diet, and you get the B vitamins that really switch on your nervous system and activate your adrenal glands. Now, what happens is when you upregulate your adrenal function, this turns on your kidneys. So your kidneys get dialed up. As a result, your kidneys start producing more urine and start filtering out more toxins. And being that you're getting more electrolytes through your diet, you'll have a stronger energy balance. So the frequent urination thing is often a sign that your body is getting rid of or eliminating a lot of toxins. Some people, they're stuck sitting on the bowl and they're just taking dumps, right? Wow, right? They're just
Dumps
opening up
of
their colon is just getting hydrated and filled up, and bam, right? And they're crushing it on the bowl, right? And then some people It's just standing over the bowl all day, right? Just draining them kidneys out. So it affects people in different ways, but that could be what you're talking about. But it's a thing that happens in the beginning, but it's not like
Yeah.
a perpetual thing, right? So as you detoxify your body and you lose the extra edema and then your hormones and whatnot regulate out, then you'll get more to a normal level of urination.
You're eating them high watery fruits, so it's just flushing you out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing. I feel like, when I'm going on like fully raw or something, and if I'm urinating a lot more than normal, which I already pee a lot anyway, but I feel like it feels good to me. It feels like I'm just flushing out everything that needs to get out,
Mm-hmm.
especially when the bowels increase, the bowel movement. Now that's what I really love. Sorry, TMI.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I
Getting aired
mean,
out.
I'm already regular, okay, but sometimes it can go up a notch, and that
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah. You're going to step on
Phew.
that scale and be 2 pounds lighter after you get up off the bowl.
Ooh, we got some questions coming through. Thank you guys for joining today. Hi, Southern Vegan Eats. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, that's my girl.
And I ended up with loose skin.
Huh?
How do I deal with loose, saggy skin after losing weight on a raw diet?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna call you out. You skipped two. Go up
Hold on,
two.
hold on, hold on.
Are you going
Yeah,
backwards?
because I don't know because I just answered his question, so I saw more from him, so that's why I brought it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get to everybody. I'm here. We get into it. Yeah, as
I'm
far as the
sorry.
loose skin thing, if you lose weight really quickly, you detoxify your body, you drop weight real quickly,
Oh
it
yeah.
takes a while for the skin to snap back, but it does over time, right? Um, Now, it depends on what you do after you lose the weight, right? So what happens is, let's say after you do the whole fruit-based thing and you drop a ton of weight and whatnot, when you start training, when you start sleeping well, and you stay on a balanced diet, of course, it could be high raw or fully raw, whatever the case is. But is when I say balance, meaning you have a full vitamin and mineral profile and you're making sure that you're getting enough of the amino acids that you need in order to produce more collagen to help your skin snap back, then over time, your skin will tighten up, right? But the snapback doesn't really happen in parallel at the same rate as the weight loss, right? Because you'll lose weight really quickly if the reason for the weight retention is just having a lot of toxicity built up in your body, right? If you got a lot of toxicity in your body, well, then that's what will cause that buildup, right? Um, so it's different for everybody, and it also depends on the quality of your skin before you lost the weight as well.
And it's like lifting weights and stuff really good too to build some muscle to kind of fill in that sagging skin as well.
Hmm. Yeah, because when you're building muscle, the training increases blood flow to the skin, as well as the actual muscle tissue that lies underneath it as well. So that extra blood flow sent to the skin helps with the repair and the snapback, right? Let me see here. Big Sip
What's up,
is
Big
running
Sis?
better is running better than lifting weights to lose weight because when I was lifting, I wasn't losing much at all.
Huh?
Well, so
Hmm.
basically, lifting weights is best for building muscle. Running is best for improving cardiovascular health and oxygen efficiency. Neither one is necessarily better than the other specifically for losing weight. Right? The training that you do can help you lose weight, but you shouldn't train to lose weight. If you really want to lose weight, you have to address the reasons why you've gained the weight, right? Or with the weight loss. People gain body fat primarily because There's excess glucose and fat saturating the bloodstream, and it needs to be parked somewhere if it can't be excreted from the body, right? So if there's something that is in your bloodstream, it can only accumulate but so much in your bloodstream before your body responds with the synthesis of new fat cells or increasing the storage of that extra material inside your fat cells. If you exercise, what happens is you use the extra energy, like if it's extra blood sugar and things like that, or fats, what happens is exercise will cause your body to utilize more glucose. Therefore, your blood sugar declines. With fat, it's a bit different, right? Because your body doesn't really use fat for energy necessarily. But when your body uses glucose for energy, your body replaces that fuel with fat. So fat starts to get converted into a usable form of energy on the back end, right? So then over time, you end up having less fat stored inside your bloodstream, right? So then so basically there's that. Your body primarily uses fat to synthesize new hormones, enzymes, lipoproteins, things of this nature, right? To help with the absorption and utilization of fat soluble vitamins like A, E, D, and K, right? But as far as energy is concerned, your body primarily just runs on glucose for energy. The only time your body really utilizes fat for energy is when you're deep into a fast and your body is in that zone of ketosis, right? Where your blood sugar is just low enough to really ramp up lipolysis, which is basically fat metabolism. But in order for your body to use fat for energy, that fat has to be converted into glucose, right? So what happens is in order to drop body fat, your body basically just finds fat wherever it can and oxidizes that fat and converts it into glucose. Right? So that's essentially how that is. If you're not really losing, if you lose more weight doing the cardio than you do the weightlifting, it really depends. So, for example, if you're running, chances are your heart rate is going to be higher for longer while running. If you're weightlifting, that's not really going to be the case, right? Your caloric burn, if you run for an hour straight, your caloric burn is going to be higher during an hour-long run than it would be for weightlifting. So the fuel utilization is different. So if the running is more demanding on your body than the weightlifting, because the weightlifting, it's a bit easier to modulate your energy usage. Because in weightlifting, you do a set and then you stop, right? So if I'm doing if I'm a guy and I'm doing a bench press, my heart rate ain't going that high from me bench pressing. If I'm doing lat pull downs or rows, my heart rate's not going that high. And then I do the set lasts for 45 seconds or so, and then I put it down, and if I rest for like a minute or 2 minutes or whatever the case is, and I'm scrolling through my phone or talking to another member in the gym, my heart rate ain't that high. If I'm on the treadmill running, it's not like I could just stop and take a 2-minute break or whatever the case. It's a bit different metabolically. So there's that. Then also, you don't gain lean mass really from running. But as you're running and your blood sugar is dropping, your body's going to utilize more of that glucose in order to sustain the effort, right? But now also, depending on how low your blood sugar drops and how long you run, you can begin to lose muscle mass because the energy balance isn't there to retain the muscle, right? So what happens is the longer you do a run, the more catabolic the exercise becomes. So yeah, you lose body fat, but you also lose muscle mass as well. You lose a lot more body fat than muscle mass, but you still lose the muscle mass. And if your goal is to lose weight, people eat differently when they're trying to lose weight and focus on cardio than they do when they're trying to build muscle. When people are just doing cardio and trying to lose weight, they'll do way more juicing, they'll drink way more water, they'll eat way more salads and fruits and things like that. When people are trying to build muscle, then they have more of like a protein-rich, energy-rich diet. So then the diet ends up being drier, which means that you're more than likely running into more frequent levels of dehydration than you would as if you was eating a different way. So it's not just the weightlifting or the running in a vacuum. There's your lifestyle habits that you adopt in relation to those things. The rest of your behavior changes, right? So you'd have to accurately assess what your eating habits are versus the weightlifting and the running and all this type of stuff. You would have to assess which one is more challenging on your body, the running or the weightlifting, and then how frequently are you doing the weightlifting versus the running, right? The cardio, you can do the cardio and sustain the cardio for a much longer period of time than the weightlifting, right? You can run for 30 minutes straight. You can't do bicep curls for 30 minutes straight. You can't do squats for 30 minutes straight. You can't do bench press for 30 minutes straight. You can't do a whole entire exercise just rep after rep after rep for 30 minutes straight. You have to take the breaks in between, right? So it's a fundamentally different thing. And then also weightlifting, resistance training is typically anaerobic, meaning you run into a shortage of oxygen way quicker because the effort level is way higher within the set. With cardio, it's a bit different because it's more oxygen intensive. So one of the benefits of doing cardio is the fact that it's an aerobic exercise. So there's an abundance of oxygen available. The key to dropping body fat, if you want to drop body fat, you want to increase oxygen uptake because you don't really burn fat in an anaerobic state. Because in order for your body to break down and metabolize fat, there has to be an abundance of oxygen that is prevalent or that is present. If there's a deficit of oxygen, well, this inhibits your body's ability to burn fat to an optimal degree, which is also the reason why people typically who are obese, they don't really have good, they're not oxygen efficient, right? This could be sleep apnea, poor sleep quality because of difficulty breathing at night while you're sleeping, shorter, lower cardio respiratory function, so not as oxygen efficient, so less endurance, and all of this type of stuff. Because as your fat stores increase, oxygen saturation decreases. It's a zero-sum kind of thing. So if you focus on increasing oxygen saturation and oxygen efficiency, you trade fat as a currency to make that happen, which is the reason why people go, if you want to lose weight, you do more cardio. Then in addition to that, the cardio, you're going to lose more water weight because you're going to sweat more. So you lose more water, you lose more electrolytes and all of this, so you hold less water weight. The same is not really true for resistance training. And the weight that you lose the quickest is water weight. Right? So if it's really fast water weight, it's because you just dropped. If it's really fast weight loss, it's because you lost a lot of water weight. It's not really the case with resistance training. All right. I feel like I was really long-winded, but I wanted to give like a clear and detailed answer to really answer it. Right? I don't want to give like some unsatisfactory answer, like where it's just like I don't do those. the overly simplified kind of thing. I don't do those. All right. Let's see. Yeah, see, when I started eating high fruit, I used the restroom a lot, but my body adjusted after a week or so. Yeah, you definitely adjust. Absolutely. Let's see. Yeah, frozen fruit generally should be fine. Frozen fruit is actually really good for those smoothie bowls, like that nice cream.
Like what I had about 30 minutes ago. That's pretty much almost the go-tos right now because like you were talking about, the fruit is it's just you know what I mean? I mean, they got the pomegranates and the persimmons are popping right now, and sometimes pineapple, but certain things that are popping in the summer just ain't popping now. So I do a lot of smoothies or the nice cream bowls or smoothie bowls, if you call them. The bananas are like the go-to right now, you know what I mean? Because they're always in season. But I only like them really frozen. I only like them frozen in nice cream or smoothies. I don't like to just eat them just by themselves.
That's right. Big shout out to you, Southern Vegan Eats.
Southern Vegan Eats.
Big sip. No, that was not a stupid question. It's actually it's a good question. It's a good question. Okay, Southern Vegan Eat says, do you recommend a certain percentage of fruit to veggies consumed on a raw diet? Um, yeah, so like leafy green vegetables is not really going to make up any significant portion of your diet. So when I make a diet plan personally, for the most part, the amount of leafy greens that I put in a diet plan on a daily basis would be anywhere from like 5 to maybe 16 ounces of greens, but it's usually like in between 5 and 7. The leafy greens are great up until a point, right? But you don't need a whole lot. Whereas fruit, I mean, you can eat, first of all, I mean, within one meal, you eat fruit. You could eat like 2, 3, or even 4 pounds of fruit in one meal versus leafy greens, it's like barely a half pound. Ali, is it necessary to add cardio with weightlifting? Yeah, so basically you should do both, right? I don't think it should be an either or when it comes to cardio. But what the difference maker is how much cardio you do and what type of cardio you're doing. And that's going to really make a determination on how you structure things. When it comes to resistance training, generally speaking, you really only need about 60 to 90 minutes a week. Right? That's enough for most people, 60 to 90 minutes a week. More than that, you can start running into recovery issues, right? There are exercise scientists and whatnot out, and they would disagree with me. And they'd be like, oh, well, if you want to build more muscle, you got to do more training volume. Sure, in a controlled setting, but for most people, that's not really the case. And the reason why is because we have to talk about intensity level and we have to talk about stress management, as well as training age. More training volume can work very well for people who are seasoned trainees. And then also age matters. Are you in your 20s? Are you an athlete? Do you have any metabolic issues? Do you have kids? Are you married? Do you owe money in taxes? It's a lot of different things, right? Are you going through a divorce? Are you pregnant? Right? Is your significant other pregnant? Right? Are you financially stable? Are you struggling to pay your bills? There's a lot of things that come into play. So just giving this flat answer of just like, oh, more volume is better. Well, that's not true either. You also get desensitized to training volume, which means that the more you sustain a high level of training volume, the less returns you get because you become resistant to high volume training. So if you're used to doing low volume training, you're more sensitive to an increase in training volume, meaning more sets and reps, right? However, you've been like a bodybuilder, you've been training in the gym 5, 6 days a week. You're just doing 16, 20 sets a week per muscle group or whatever. More than likely, you're resistant to that level of volume. So I've had people who that was the case for them, and they dropped their training. They cut their training by like 70%. Their training volume, they cut it by like 70%. And they cut their training days from 6 to like 3. And they started gaining again. They started gaining strength again. They started recovering better. They were sleeping better. They had more of a hormonal balance. It was just a massive shift. Right? And the reason why is because you have to factor in all these other variables. I don't do, this controlled environment, scientific, in a test tube results kind of thing, right? If you're coaching people, you have to take into account all the factors in their life, right? People are not just like these singular modules that you just plug and play and they don't have any other aspects to their life, right? It's not really the case. You even have people like, for example, how much body fat you have. The more body fat you have, the harder it is to build muscle because of the insulin resistance. So insulin resistance negatively impedes your body's ability to build muscle mass. Increasing training volume is going to make recovery harder. And the reason why is because your insulin resistance, you have a shortage of energy inflow into the muscle. So increasing training volume is going to lead to more catabolism because you have a deficiency of energy being stored inside the muscle tissue. So you're running the muscle down and you're inhibiting recovery. Right? So there's things like that that you have to take account to. Right? So it's a bit more complicated than that. Now cardio, the same applies to cardio. So people will do like HIIT and Tabata workouts where like they'll just be crushing themselves. I can't breathe. I'm sweating, right? My hair's drenched. I smell. I'm crazy thirsty, right? Salty. I'm just wearing myself out doing really intense cardio, trying to lose weight. That is a massive stressor that a lot of people can't handle. People with metabolic issues and they work out like that and they're doing those type of workouts all the time, it can even make it more difficult to lose the weight. So you work out really intense and hard doing all of this crazy cardio where you can barely breathe and you're training to the point where you're trying to keep your heart rate up, therefore you never really catch your breath, right? That lack of oxygen and pushing your energy system that hard is a massive stressor on your body, and that has hormonal implications. So you run up your adrenal glands hardcore, right? If you keep doing that, you just dial up your adrenal glands hardcore. You can actually put yourself into a state of perpetual anxiety if you do that, and it can destroy your sleep quality to the point you can't go to sleep at night. So you're like, I'm tired, but I'm also wired, but I'm tired at the same time, and I can't go to sleep, or it takes me forever to fall asleep. Right? I've had people where they train like that. They come to me and they're like, "Yeah, I've been having heart palpitations. I don't know why." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, because you're stressing your body out." Stress management is like a number one priority when it comes to building muscle, improving endurance, losing weight, all that type of stuff. Stress management. It's not just how many calories you burn in a workout. That's not relevant because you don't pick where the calories are burnt from, right? It's not like, hey, I want to do this workout and I want all of the energy from the workout to be burnt from my stomach. It doesn't work that way, right? You don't pick and choose, your body does, right? You stress your body out, your body will burn from everywhere else except your stomach, right? So you end up having the skinny, you losing weight in your arms and legs and hips, but nothing coming off the stomach, right? You get there, you're like, what the hell's going on? My waist measurement's the same and my legs are smaller. I don't like this, right? A lot of women
Like
experience that too,
SpongeBob.
right? They're like, the SpongeBob thing. You get like this kind of potato. It's like a potato with arms and legs, right? And so it's like, look, if you stress yourself, you get potato body eventually, right? You get shaped like an apple, right? I'm not joking on anybody. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. I'm just saying this is how it works, right? Because people like to describe body shapes in like food, right? People will be shaped like an avocado. People will be shaped like a potato. People will be shaped like an apple, right? I like the potato thing because people they have like numerous different types of shapes inside their shapes.
No, you don't like the
Right?
potato? No, no, no.
It's not like a smooth spherical kind of thing, right? It's a little
No, we
lumpy.
don't want
People
we
get
don't
a
want
little
no potato.
lumpy.
We don't want no potato. We want
Yeah,
pear.
yeah.
No.
You want pear shape? I don't know if
I
you
want
want. You want to be shaped like a pear.
hmm
But yeah, so that's
Oh, I want to throw in what you were just talking about, the high intensity. That also, like for women in perimenopause and menopause, like, we grew up learning, oh, let's do the HIIT workouts, do all that to lose weight. But when you get into the States, honey, you can't do all that HIIT anymore, the high intensity, because like he was saying, it's like it stresses the body more so, and it actually raises your cortisol, which can make you gain fat. So we can't do that HIIT stuff, at least not a lot of it anymore. We have to just focus on weights and like low impact cardio is Do you agree? That's what I've been hearing a lot and reading a lot and learning a lot since I've been going through the change. I've been studying. Why are you laughing?
Because I always love this space when people leave this, the two eyes and then the lips in the middle. That
Oh, what is that? Oh,
just
is that
cracks me
the
up. Like,
How come I can't see? I don't see lips. Is it because I don't have a Apple phone?
I don't know. Maybe you got a janky phone. You got a
I
because
got
it.
Android. Thank you very much, and my phone is just
Oh, okay.
fine. But it just looks like a symbol in the middle of the eyes, but it doesn't show lips. Oh man.
Oh, uh-oh. Well, yeah, yeah. So, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I heard you talking about clean the body before building muscle on raw. Can you further break down the cleansing process and how long it takes? I'm already 5 weeks raw, but I eat bad food once a week. Yeah. So my whole thing is like this, right? So people are like, hey, I have a high body fat percentage, but I need to build muscle. Should I focus on dropping the body fat first or focus on building muscle first? And so my whole thing is, well, first of all, you got to prioritize the detoxification of your body. And the reason why is because you ain't really going to be able to build muscle to any significant degree, or drop body fat if you do not detoxify. Right? So you got when I say detoxify, I mean like on a cellular level, right? And I mean detox your gut, and I mean detoxify your cells. So basically, with a raw diet, it's very rich in potassium, right? So what happens is this potassium electrically charges your bloodstream. So what happens is this alkalizes the body, and this signals to your cells to release toxins, right? And to take up more oxygen, because you have your blood is more electrically charged and energetic, which is a green light to your cells. So what happens is toxins will then leave your cells and enter your bloodstream. This is also one of the primary drivers for detox symptoms, because in order to detoxify, well, the toxins have to leave your cells and they hit your bloodstream and then get filtered through your kidneys. Right? So if you're real toxic, you can experience some weird issues. But as your cells are releasing toxins, they're taking up more oxygen, they're taking up more glucose, which is a key part of reversing insulin resistance in order to drop the weight in the first place. And then your body takes up your cells take up the antioxidants and things like that, vitamins, minerals, etc. So now your cells also end up having a longer shelf life. They live for longer. So what happens is, as you remove all the waste buildup out of your body and alkalize your body, this is how you can really start losing the weight, and then that makes it easier to drop body fat. Now, whether you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain weight and build muscle, you should still be doing the resistance training, because resistance training isn't just for building muscle. It's also for training and improving your nervous system, increasing bone density, and detoxification. So when you're contracting and flexing muscles and all this type of stuff, what happens is that increases the alkalinity in your body, right? And this actually kicks on your adrenal function. So as you work out and you train, your adrenal function upregulates, right? So you get more adrenal release, you get more norepinephrine, you get dopamine, endorphins, you get all these hormones, all these chemicals released, right? And your adrenal glands turn up, and then your cells release all types of toxins and whatnot, and then you go and you urinate, and all of this stuff starts flushing out of your body. If you don't exercise, you just can't leverage any of that stuff that would be happening. The resistance training is a unique thing because it increases blood flow. It's a way to force more oxygen into your body. It's a way to ramp up adrenal function, which increases electrical output in your body, which also kicks on your nervous system and helps to reset and stabilize your hormonal balance. right? And then also this helps to decongest your liver. So you end up having less fat and less sugar stored inside your liver. So now the toxins and the excess waste and stuff can start leaving your liver. So you detoxify your cells, your liver, you force expedite oxygen to your gut microbiome, right? And that has a positive benefit to your gut bacteria and all of this type of stuff, right? And then on top of that, you get a release or an uptick in something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, right? And so this lights up your brain like a Christmas tree. It improves cognitive ability. It improves the creation of more motor neurons, so you get better at learning and all of this type of stuff. Improves your mood, increases focus, all this type of stuff happens. You get an increase in insulin-like growth factor, so that you get more growth hormone that drives the production of stem cells, and those stem cells are then used to improve and repair various different areas of your body. Cardiovascular tissue and your gut lining, to name a few, right? So those stem cells, if you have leaky gut, that's really important in order to use the stem cells to create more cells to repair your gut lining. Right? So all of these benefits come from the resistance training. It's not just to build muscle, right? And all of that is needed to detoxify your body. Now, of course, if you're just crushing your body with all types of constant and aggressive resistance training, well, then it's not really going to have so much of a detoxifying effect because you're overdoing it. You're creating more stress in your body. The way that plays out is exercise is also a stressor that you only benefit from if you recover from it. If you exercise to the point where you diminish your recovery, you don't really get the detoxifying benefits. And the reason why is because the toxins that built up in your body are a large part a result of poor recovery and poor stress management. So toxins like acid builds up in your body as a result of energy expenditure. So as you move and do things, your body produces acid as a byproduct of energy usage, resource usage. Exercise ramps that up. So your body is built to counteract the acid production from intense training by alkalizing your body, by increasing oxygen uptake, right? And the release of glutathione, which is your body's natural antioxidant that it produces. So if you keep exercising and you inhibit your recovery, you don't get any of the benefits because you don't recover, right? So that's essentially how all that works out. Okay, I see. So I hope I gave a satisfying answer there. How does this help with skincare? I want to be handsome forever. It helps with skincare by improving blood flow to your skin. Right, the key is blood flow. Right, that's the idea behind like facial massages and stuff like that. Do you guys do consultations? I got so many questions. So basically, well, Nicole doesn't really do that, right? But I do. Right. So basically, I'll put actually, I should do that. I should put a link in the description of
Excuse
this
me,
video.
I am a coach now. I have no, I'm just kidding.
I'm about to say, so we got a new development going. Hold on.
I mean,
But I'm gonna
lightweight.
put
I do be coaching lightweight. People be inboxing me all the time with all types of questions. I be giving people nuggets, you know.
Oh yeah.
I just ain't getting paid.
She said, "Look here.
Look here. I'm gonna start charging."
I'll tell you a little bit, but don't be asking me too much. Don't be asking me all kind of questions."
Right.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, right quick, while I remember, because I don't even think I added it. Did I? I don't think I did. So I'm going to add a link, and I should have did that earlier. I was busy rushing. I was on calls today, but yes, I do consultation calls. I do coaching full time. So I help people. I put together diet and training plans and weekly coaching calls and all of that type of stuff, right? And I do that full time. So I'm about this life, helping people get on
You
track
got
with their
that
goals and
life.
get the results they want. I'm about that life. So let me get up in here. I'm gonna add a link to, oh, I already added it. Yeah, so there's a link in the description of this video, of this live stream. You can hit that link and you can book a call. You can sign up for the 12-week mentorship that I got going on. Or you can sign up for my free newsletter. You get notifications of streams and things like this.
Somebody said I'm an assistant coach. Yeah, you guys hit him up.
Mm-hmm.
He can give you results.
Mm-hmm.
He's helped a lot.
She said what she says to the people in her inbox. She said, look, I appreciate your questions and all of that, but you're gonna have to go to somebody else with that. Check out this guy.
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes if they're asking me a question and I don't know, I'd be like, "Yo, hit up my boy Remsen." If it's something like
That's right.
deep, because you're the high rod vegan nutritionist, I'm just a person with experience. So I refer people that the questions I don't know what they talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know. Hit up Remsen. But if it's something I can answer, I'll answer. I 14 years in the game, bro. 14 years plant-based, yo. So I got some experience.
That's right. She was styling and flexing on the ground, running around bucket naked.
I was not. I was in a bathing suit, bikini.
Yeah, bathing suit. Dental floss.
I was happy in my 8.6 pounds I lost. Okay. You don't understand the struggle it was in menopause. It took me 5.5 months to lose 8.6 pounds. Things are different. Sometimes it was because, I was backtracking, but sometimes it was just because my metabolism is different now and it takes a little slower. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. And I still got some more work to do. I'm not done yet. That was just the beginning. Got some more fat on the back.
Y'all got to go to her Instagram.
Yeah, go check me out.
She's on there. She's at some type of gala. And people had on gowns and suits and stuff. And she came up in there with a bikini on.
You lying. What? The bikini stuff was not anything. That was separate.
She had a video of her taking this lady drink out of her hand and drinking her drink.
You lying.
She said, I could do that. Because it's my 50th birthday.
That'd be funny if I went to a gala, everybody's all dressed up and I'm in there. That would be funny.
She took her shoes off to take that picture. No, I'm just playing.
Go follow me though at Plant-Based Nicole Richey, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow my channel, trying to
Yeah, don't do that.
I need people to watch my stuff. Okay. I need more views, y'all. Support a sister.
You see how we do? We need likes and views.
Yes.
This is what we do. We need likes and views.
We do.
Look at me.
And I want comments too. I want to know you're watching. I want to know how you felt about the video. Don't just watch and ignore it. Say something. Say hi at least. John, I mean, goodness. But you know what? I be doing the same thing. I be watching videos and I don't say nothing or comment or nothing. I just watch them. But I'm different. Y'all need to comment on mine.
Folks, like the stream if you like the stream. All right?
Like it if you like it.
Like it if you like it, right? Don't be out here creeping. Sneak watching. You know what I'm saying? People be out here sneaking and creeping. Tamika, what's going on? Look at that. You came on in the tail end. Because was it
Tamika, you late.
It's all right. You catch the replay. It's all right.
Oh,
you gotta
go ahead.
You gotta jump.
Who, me?
Yeah.
So you can do your spiel at the end? Okay, I'll let you go.
No, I don't got no spiel to do. I'm just saying, because you're like, look, I got a job. I got a life. I got
Nah,
things
I
to
can stay on
do.
a little bit until you do your ending. But y'all, go check out my video. I took heck of time to record all weekend of my 50th birthday weekend in LA, 4 days of filming and editing. I need y'all to go watch it. Everything I did and ate for my 50th birthday weekend celebration. Go check that out. And then comment. Let me know you watching. Let me know you found out about me from Rimson's live. Yeah, go support me, okay? And then go
Yeah,
check out my fat loss journey video in menopause. Okay, go check it
ask
out.
her. Ask her where she got them earrings. Where she get these earrings from?
You like my earrings? Aren't they like art pieces?
Tell
I
her.
got
Say
these.
she's so. What she does is she tours around the world to bars and she steals the coasters and then she makes earrings out of them.
You are so silly.
She takes
That's
the
a good idea.
coasters.
You just gave me an idea. No, I did not. I got these. Well, see, y'all don't know nothing about that because you ain't from the Bay Area, but there's a store called Durant. It's like a little ghetto mall, and they got heck of earrings. So I got these from there. But I get these kind of stuff like at beauty supply stores and like festivals and flea markets and things like that. But you just gave me an idea, bruh. I'm about to start going to all the bars and getting their coasters and making earrings.
You
You
see?
just gave me.
Don't I didn't look. I don't want to be associated with nobody stealing stuff. All right, so you didn't get that from me.
I'm not gonna
I
steal
was
it.
just playing.
I'm just gonna take it. I'm be like, yo, I'm taking these home. Yep,
So she
that's my.
said, "I'm just gonna let them know I'm stealing."
Yeah, I'm gonna let them know I'm stealing. So that ain't really
You
stealing. That's
see?
just taking it.
And you know how people do. They be like, you see these black people. Look at she gonna go viral on the internet, getting caught stealing coasters. So like you see, if you don't nail it down to the ground, they're gonna steal. You see? They're gonna have you on Fox News. They're gonna be talking about you on Fox News. The blacks,
What
crime
should
is
I?
up.
It's gonna call Nicole's bar earrings. Nicole's bar coaster earrings.
That's right. When you
Uh,
hold on a second. What was that?
huh? Me?
Oh, is body aches a part of the detox process? Yes, that is
All,
one of the symptoms.
all kind of stuff could be part of the detox.
Yep, you can have crusty eyes, a runny nose. You
You,
can
you
have
get
some weird stuff going on.
you can get a rash on your face. That happened to me once. It lasted for a
Yeah, you
couple of
get
days.
dry skin. Yeah, you can get like a dry patch on your face. Yeah.
You know, you could have a lot of bowel movements more than normal, which is a good thing. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thank you, Southern Vegan Eats. She said, "You look amazing. 50 where, girl? Thank you. You know, now I'm really appreciating. All my life or the last several years, people always said I look younger than I am. But now that I'm 50, when I hear that, it really means something because I'm starting to trip out. The number is tripping me out. So thank you, girl. I love it. Thank you."
Yeah. That's right. Pounding that Sun Warrior before the coaster heist. Yeah.
Are you talking about my Sun
Mm-hmm.
Warrior, my collagen building Sun Warrior? You know, I'm getting older,
Uh-huh.
so I have to get that collagen building because I need to make sure my face stays tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let folks know why you got that hat on. What's going on with the hat?
What? Somebody asked that?
Mm-hmm. No, I asked that.
What? You're asking me that? Because I want to wear it. Okay, that's what my accessories.
Say she said accessories. Why you
And
having
plus,
my
like,
hat?
I don't feel like trying to make my edges look nice and laying down and all that. I feel like doing all that. So I was just like,
Let
y'all,
them know.
y'all gonna get the beanie today.
She said, here in America, we like to lay them
We
edges.
gotta lay them edges. You can't just be coming on live with your jacked up edges. So
We
I was like,
got
I don't feel like doing that today, so I'm throwing a beanie. I
that's
got
right.
braids
We
though. I
got
got braids. I got my hair braided for my birthday.
we got edge laying culture. We edge laying around here.
You dig?
All right. Is there a plant-based collagen? Well,
No.
all plant-based foods are collagen, are
Well,
plant-based collagens.
they're
But yeah,
collagen
so
boosting. They're collagen boosting, but we don't have the collagen like because collagen is made from animal parts, right?
well, actually, hold on. Let's pause for a second. Hold on.
Oh,
So even if you take a collagen supplement, your body will take that collagen, break it down, okay, and then whatever it needs from whatever it broke down, it will use and discard the rest. So collagen supplements don't really work to any significant degree for that reason.
are you talking about the regular animal
Yeah,
ones?
like just collagen supplements. It doesn't matter
Oh
what,
yeah.
they're just
Uh-huh.
collagen supplements in general. Because collagen is a type of protein that your body makes on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to increase collagen production in your body, what you would have to do is actually have a diet that's more geared toward the preservation and production of collagen. That's typically going to be your foods that are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, right? So your avocados, your nuts and seeds, your fruits, your leafy greens, all these things work together in order to increase
Berries.
collagen production. So yeah, berries, kiwis, your foods that are rich in vitamin K. So blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, kiwis, because of that vitamin E, sunflower seed kernels, almonds, cashews, chard, spinach, kale, all those. All right,
Yep.
avocado. Yep. Cucumber, which is good for protecting your DNA and the structures of your skin.
Say that again.
What the cucumbers?
Cucumbers?
Yeah,
Isn't it
cucumber.
cucumbers?
No,
So
no, no, no.
you
That's
say you say cucumber.
cucumber.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow, interesting. I say cucumbers. Cucumbers.
Mm-hmm. And so you Americans, you say that's how y'all talk weird. It's cucumber.
Cucumber.
Yeah.
Uh, yes, we have a very collagen boosting diet, but it doesn't hurt to add a little bit of extra collagen boosting in there, which is why I'm using the collagen building. I think I'm also just freaking out. The number is throwing me off 50. It's like, ah. So I'm like, oh, I got to get this collagen boosting. Yeah, even though it's high in my diet already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, banana is not really, we call it banana now, but originally banana was bakuku.
Oh, wow. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't never heard of that. You making up
Yeah,
stuff.
bakuku.
Why are you
I'm
making up
serious. Look it
words?
up. I'm serious.
Bakuku.
Bakuku. Well, you
I'm
think
going to
just
make me a
because it's just
bakuku sandwich.
African words, you hear it, it's just made up. Look at that. You see, you Western chauvinists. You see? Look
I'm,
at you Americans. You gotta
I'm
get
about to make
cultured,
me
okay?
a bakuku smoothie. I'll be right back. No,
There you go.
that sounds funny, but it's kind of
Well, you
interesting at the
said
same time.
what's the what? Have everyone ever seen the Maca BS Cucumber song?
Cucumber.
No, I don't think I have. I'm gonna have to look that up now. Oh,
Cucumber.
wait a minute. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I think I have. Yeah,
I don't know what I was
yeah.
just doing. I don't know if that's what she's talking about. I just know that was a song my husband taught me. He's like, somebody was doing that. Cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
Cucumber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right,
Tamika,
folks.
congratulations on pushing 50 for next year. You go, girl.
Loose, lower belly fat skin. I don't like it.
Of course we don't like it. Oh, skin. Oh, she's talking about skin, not fat.
Yes, loose. LOOSE.
Loose skin. Okay. Does that only happen if you're like overweight and you lose weight, or could it happen if you lose weight rapidly and you're not like extremely heavy, but you lost weight rapidly? It can
Yeah. By
happen.
the way, Tamika, do you have any kids?
Tamika, that sounds familiar. Tamika Cox. I know that name.
Yeah, Tamika been on here before. Yeah, she's one of the regulars. She'll be on here. Yeah, so basically you just got to be patient with it, but it will improve over time. One thing that may help is applying castor and lavender oil,
Mm-hmm.
right? That
Get
helps
some
with
castor oil packs.
with that helps with it. But yeah, for me personally, I'm not really so much of a dermatologist, so I'm not really an expert in and belly skin tightening. I need to brush up on my belly skin tightening game. I'm not really expert in that. Maybe maybe you have a little bit more of some tips and tricks for that.
Who,
What
me?
say you? Mm-hmm.
I'm not big on the skin, loose skin, because that's different from fat, right?
Yeah.
You can lose the weight, but skin is a whole different thing. um,
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing for that. I would say try what he said though. Get you some castor oil packs. Get you some castor
Mm-hmm.
oil. Put that sucker on every night for an hour, or maybe start off with 30 minutes a night. See if that can help. I mean, because loose
You see?
skin is different from fat. Skin is skin, so usually there's no real way to lose it unless you're filling it with muscle, or unless you get the removal.
Oh, you saying
Unless
your
you.
kids is grown? Yeah, because a lot of times what happens with women is like, when you push out a kid or a couple kids, that'll stretch that belly skin out a little bit.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So yeah, I mean, it could take a little while to really snap back on there. But yeah, so that castor oil thing, from what I've heard, right? In my novice opinion, from what I've heard, that definitely helps. Yeah, fasting can also help with your skin issues as well, right? Generally, for improving skin quality, fasting definitely helps. And autophagy is definitely one of those healing mechanisms. To what
Ooh,
degree it helps, I don't know. I can't say for sure. I just know that it does to some degree
let,
or another.
let me tell you about the castor oil packs. I interviewed somebody on my podcast, and she had fibroids, and she did the castor oil packs every night for like an hour, and that sucker fell out in the toilet.
Hmm.
The fibroid. She got rid of her
Hmm.
fibroids with castor oil packs. Y'all hear me? Did you hear what I said? That's
So,
big.
so
That's
she
big.
she's she said it came out on the toilet.
Yes. After
Oh
doing
yeah.
it for, I forgot how long she said she did it.
Well, they
She
don't
did
come
it
out your
for an hour.
booty.
Huh?
They don't come out your booty hole.
No, her
They don't do
vagina.
that. Yeah, they come out the
It was like
front.
she gave birth. Oh, I want to address something. Vegan Eats. She said, I have Sun Warrior protein shakes and collagen builder. Are they okay while eating raw? It depends on you, because they're not raw, right? But it depends on you and how
What's not
strict you
raw?
are with Sun Warrior. These aren't necessarily raw protein powders.
What they cook them? They
I don't
they
know.
cook them?
No, but protein powder is not raw unless it says raw in it, right? But
I
my
mean, protein powder typically is raw.
Is it? But my point was going to
Mhm.
be, even if it's not raw, it depends on how strict you are with your raw game. Like for me, if I'm doing fully raw, right? Fully raw quotation, I'm not like, what do you call it? Dogmatic or gung ho. Like there's exceptions I might make, like with condiments or protein powders or, stuff like that. So for me, I would be still eating protein powder, even if I was doing fully raw, even if it wasn't considered raw. So it just depends on you and what you want in your raw. But he's saying they are raw, so I don't know. I thought they weren't, but
Yeah, I mean, to my understanding, I know I use pea protein isolate,
mhm,
and it's just one ingredient. So I like it.
yeah.
I get a lot of
But
single ingredient things.
like fully raw Katrina, she is fully raw and she does the protein, Sun Warrior protein stuff. So it's just about what a person. It's like what you want. You know what I mean? Like some people might not do. Even when I'm doing fully raw, I might do a tablespoon of peanut butter in my ice cream. Peanut butter's not raw, but like I don't care. It's not that deep. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be all right, right? It's gonna be all right. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? That song, Winston. You're supposed to laugh. Can I get a little bit of laughter? Hello,
I'm not gonna force
Winston,
it. I can't do that.
laugh.
I can't. We gotta keep it real over here. You're gonna get that Kamala Harris laugh. You're gonna get that. It's gonna make you uncomfortable. I'll laugh in your face. You know that.
Oh
Be
my
laughing at inappropriate stuff.
word. Okay. Um, Soy Warrior has a raw brand. Okay. Well, mine don't say raw on them, so I don't know if it's raw or not, but I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, the only thing that matters is the results that you get. As long as it's ethical,
Yeah.
it fits within your ethical framework,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it gets you positive results. We don't need to be dogmatic about it.
Yeah, and let me tell you this, even people who are fully raw aren't really fully raw. There's no such thing because if you're putting like nutritional yeast in your salads, that ain't raw. If you're putting, I don't
What do
know,
you mean nutritional yeast isn't raw? Yes, it
it's
is.
not raw.
Yes, it is. They don't cook it.
It's not raw.
They cook it.
I don't know. Now you got me
You want to argue
confused.
with me about it? Yeah,
My
like I'm
point,
like, what
my
you mean?
point, my my point is like, for instance, if I'm doing fully raw, I might do some sauces, right? Because the sauce is on a wrap. The sauce might not be raw technically, right? But it's like it's okay. It's not it's not that big of a deal. It's just like you're still doing pretty much everything else raw. So a few exceptions ain't gonna hurt is what my point is. Like even 100% raw, it ain't really 100% raw. Nothing is 100%. Oh, almond milk, for instance. I might put almond milk in my smoothies. That's not raw.
It's not.
It's not, but it's okay. Soy milk, it ain't raw, but it's still okay. It's like, do you, boo? Do whatever you want to do. You in charge of what you put in your. You ain't doing it for nobody else but you. So if you do some soy milk or some almond milk in your smoothies, you still 99% raw. You know what I mean? Like you still doing good. That's my point. Do you,
All
boo?
right.
No, it's not
And so
raw, Tamika,
what's not what's not raw?
because almonds aren't raw unless they're raw, and they don't use raw almonds to make almond milk.
Yeah, no, yeah, they use raw almonds.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Not Trader Joe's almond bread. It ain't raw.
Really?
Yeah, but it's
They be
okay.
dry. They be dry roasting them, and then they make the milk out of them.
Okay, let me just not talk about what I don't know. So I'm just gonna go
All
with
right,
this.
so
I don't know.
20. I'm gonna have to get the missus in here for her to give us the final word. You said they cook the almonds first. They roast them before they make the almond milk. Well, they soak them in order for them to not be poisonous, right? Because yeah,
Tell your girlfriend to come over here and say hi to us.
she's the bruja.
Come here. Let
Oh,
me
yeah.
see you. Come
N-
say hi.
Nicole wants you to come on camera and say hello. She says she's busy right now. She's making big
Oh,
moves.
tell her that's cold. She dissed me.
What you saying? Southside Paul, 21 days water fasting without electrolytes or salt. Salt,
Huh?
eat loose skin instead of food. Nah, well, I wouldn't do no 21-day fast without electrolytes. I wouldn't do that.
Ooh,
I wouldn't do that. That's a
he's saying that
mistake.
that would make the loose skin go away.
That would make your skin worse. That's a mistake.
That might kill you. No, I'm just playing.
Not unless you're asking it as a question, but no, I wouldn't advise that. I can't co-sign that.
Yes, almond milk at
Yeah, you
raw
have to
is
milk the almonds from the almond nipples.
almond milk is raw if you make it at home, yes, but only if you're using raw almonds. And a lot of people don't use raw almonds; they might just use the regular ones. Which again,
Oh, look at this.
it's
So
okay.
she made chewy granola bars. Look at this. These
Oh
are
my
raw.
word!
These are raw
Wow,
granola bars.
yummy. Let me have some.
Look at her. You
Hi.
see? Look at her face. She gonna be like 80 years old and look the same as she does now.
Yum, yum, yum. I want some.
Did you see her? They said they didn't see you.
I saw her. They
I
wasn't
know.
looking.
I just wanted to look at her.
They've been together. How long y'all been together, Remsen?
Yeah, I think it's been like 5 years now.
Wow.
There you go. Oh, careful. You got it? There you go.
And she's still,
No, I'm not eating one now.
and she's still fully raw.
High raw. But I
Okay.
mean, almost entirely, yeah.
Yeah. High
Mm-hmm.
raw is the perfect thing for me. It's just,
What?
it's perfect balance, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's
I do
right.
like, I like to do fully raw from time to time. And even when I do fully raw, it still might be a few exceptions, like the soy milk or the almond milk or whatever. I don't know if whatever. The point is, high raw, it works for me for long term. And then I do raw every now and then just for like 30 days or 45 days.
I hear you. Yeah. That's
Okay.
right.
You want to bring it to a close now, Remsen? It's
We
going
we
on
we
two
gonna we
hours.
yeah, we're gonna bring it to a close. We're gonna lock it down.
Lock it
But
down.
everybody appreciate y'all for tuning in. That's right. She's beautiful. Yeah, you see, there you go. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Final words, my final words. All right, remember, anything that isn't growing is dying. So we got to learn how to live or die trying.
Yes.
Take care,
Power to
y'all.
the people. Power to the people. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Let me know you watched me on Remsen's channel. Go follow me on Instagram at Plant-Based Nicole Roche. Holla at me.
There you go. All right. Take care, y'all. Enjoy your night.
And thanks for watching. Bye, everybody. Bye, Remsen.
All right.